Are you sure? Anybody know who wrote that last song, the Christmas song? Malcolm is right. A nice Jewish boy. Anybody know who wrote Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Another Jewish boy, that's right. A guy named Johnny Marks, a nice Jewish boy. What if I told you every song I just sang? All the Christmas songs, all the songs in that rock and roll medley, really most of the top 40 music I was listening to as a kid in Brooklyn were written by, yeah, but what I like to call Red Sea pedestrians. Jews, of course. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind. I actually think this is great. Could you imagine if we shared each other's talents? We would understand each other better. It would probably be a more peaceful world. I think it's great. I'm just saying, be fair. Come on, be fair about it. Let me give you, for instance, what I mean. Izzy Bailey, better known as Irving Berlin, a nice Jewish boy, right? He'll write a song for me, no? No. Izzy, was macht ihr? You wrote White Christmas. What a great song. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Where? When? Izzy, come on, give me a break. Something for the home team. I'm growing up singing, I have a little dreidel. Izzy, at this. Something, foolish, nothing. All right. Like talking to the wall with this guy. That was actually my mother's favorite Yiddish saying. We came to Eden to the Wand. I'm only kidding. This doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. You know why this kind of stuff doesn't bother me? What if it's true? So what if the Jewish people don't have the greatest holiday music in the whole world? Big deal. The Jewish people have something that nobody else has. What did I say, Tzuris? Is it? Speaking of Tzuris, we also don't have something that everybody else has that they took from us when we were 8 days old. You laughing? Let me tell you something, I don't think mine went well. I don't. They did their little procedure, I couldn't walk for a year. What the Jewish people have that nobody else has is, of course, the bar mitzvah. Wait, you're laughing? You looked better? Come on, let me explain. For my non-Jewish friends here this afternoon, every Jewish guy in this room has a photograph that looks exactly like this. The same draperies, the same carpet, everybody's suits are sure. Right? I'm not even sure this is me. This could be him for all I know. Could be her. No, speak of it, could be her. In my day, it really was a bar mitzvah. Right today, there's a lot of bat mitzvahs, which I think is great. I agree with that. I think when a Jewish girl turns 13, she should also become a man. But all right, this is normal, right? Jews have a tendency of going like just a little bit too far. You know what the biggest thing in the Jewish community in New York now is? The bar mitzvah. I swear I'm not making this up. This is a real thing. The dog turns 13, everybody has a bar mitzvah. I read about this in the Wall Street Journal. It's a serious These dogs don't even look Jewish to me, to be honest. You can't believe people are nuts, man. I was actually invited to one of these shindigs. A huge party for this forgotten dog. Are you kidding? At a catering hall, they had a band. They tried to take this poor frightened animal and put him in a chair and lift him up during the whole. The lady right there, she says, we're taking our dog to Israel for his bar. You know, by the way, that buzzing, are you getting it out there or am I only getting it here?
Yeah.
You hear the buzzing? No? Okay, let's see. So, if I say hello, do you hear buzzing in, let me see.
Yes.
Hello? Hello? Hi? Yeah, there's a little buzzing. All right, if there's anything you can do about it, do it. We'll see how bad it gets. But, you know what really pissed me off about this whole bar mitzvah thing? You gotta get a gift. What do you get? What do you get for a gift? You get a bone. Listen to me. I figured out the perfect gift for a bar mitzvah. All right, if you're ever invited, you plant a tree in Israel. If this dog ever makes Aliyah, he's set. That's my tree. Stop kidding around. Come on, put it in my bonus, will you? this is really what I want to talk about. Look, a cute kid at his bar mitzvah, no? With a whiskey sour, very cute. So we probably all have recollections from our bar, about mitzvah, our confirmation. Right, it's an important day for a young person. I'd like to share one recollection. So my father, God bless him, I'm sure he meant well. My father spends my entire inheritance on my bar mitzvah. All right, I was actually mad about it for years. You know, I'm feeling better about it now because next month I'm scheduled to make the last payment to the caterer. So anyway, it's a big Saturday night party, right? So at the end of the night, a little guy comes up to me. He says, Yokel, come here, come here. First of all, I'm 13 years old. The guy's looking up at me like this. Big, they did not make these people in Eastern Europe, believe me. My bar mitzvah was sort of like a Jewish Gulliver's Travels. Listen, very nice. Everything is very nice. Give a kick, take a look. Tell me the truth. You remember me? The theme of my bar mitzvah, you remember me? All my parents, Holocaust survivor friends, had met once when I was like 5 years old, right? I mean, look, the people I knew. Most of these people had no idea who they were. But I was a good kid. I faked my way through the evening pretty well. Now, it was late. I was tired anyway, and the guy says, tell me the truth. So I did. I said, sir, you know, you look familiar, but to be honest, I can't place you. He freaks out. He says, you don't remember me. You don't remember me. Me, you don't remember. I was at your birth. You can't make this stuff up, believe me. It's like kryptonite to me, this one. Oh, is it still there? All right. Well, the cat's out of the bag now. There it is, the Mona Lisa of our mitzvah photographs. You know, you seem like nice people. Let me level with you. Sometimes I wonder, why don't we even bother to do this show? I mean, really, you could come in here. This photograph could be up there. What else do you need to know? Look, we were poor. We were so poor. My dear mother, she had to make a dress out of the draperies. You know what I say, really, kidding aside? I say, like any Jew that ever goes for therapy, you know, like psychological therapy, just take your bar mitzvah photograph, give it to the therapist. I'm too busy to sit with you. Figure out what's wrong with me. I'll send you a check. Come on, my beautiful family, my bar mitzvah. Let me introduce you to my friend. This is my sister Wanda here. That's my sister Joni at the other end. Yeah, she was with the NASA space program. These are my parents, that's me. Next to me, this is my Tante Regina, my great aunt, Tante Regina. How cute is this woman? My friends, looks can be deceiving. This chick was a piece of work. Right? This is the toughest person you've ever met. And check this out. You see she wore white gloves? She wore white gloves to my bar mitzvah. You see that? Yeah, to be elegant, to check for dust. She was tough. I will tell you, the truth is she came by her toughness, honestly. This little woman, when she was in her 20s, she ran the 3rd largest factory in Poland. My Tante Regina, the home that she lived in Pruszków, Poland, today is a museum. That's it. That is a small part of the front of her house where she lived. So kidding aside for just a moment, my Tante Regina really was aristocracy in Poland. But to me, she was simply the closest thing I ever had to a grandmother. Ah, that's it. That's the way I remember Tante Regina. You might remember her from her role as Yoda in the Star Wars. I loved my Tante Regina very much. She was such a character, man. So I was her official form filler out, right? I would fill out all kinds of forms for her in English. One night I'm filling out some medical form or something. I says, Tante, when were you born? She says, a woman doesn't tell her age. I felt like saying, sweetheart, your age? I can't tell your gender. I didn't take it, I didn't. But I could have, she could have taken it, believe me. Look, my Tante Regina, like so many others, she was a survivor, but in many, many more ways than just one. And of course, given the circumstances of my life, I would have the privilege of knowing lots of these folks. So these are the families who were with my family during the war in Russia. These are the Waxmans and the Uffmans. The Waxmans settled outside of Boston and the Uffmans outside of Chicago. We were very, very close to these families. We called each other aunts and uncles and cousins, even though we were not blood related. In a way, we replaced the families that we lost during the war. In the early years, there'd be lots of visits back and forth, which I still recall so fondly. But in between those visits, there would be periodic phone calls. You always knew when it was one of these families calling, because my mother would answer the phone and immediately get hysterical in Yiddish. One particular night, I'll never forget, so the phone rings, my mom answers. Hello? This goes on for like 10 minutes. Finally, she hands the phone to my father, and he essentially does the same thing, but like in a more muted tone. He says, no, was macht the Kinder. The Ottoman, fine. Now he's on for about 10 minutes. Generic how I use. He hangs up, he turns to my mother and says, who was that? Of course, my mother says, I don't know, why didn't you ask? They argued about this for hours. We never found out who called that number. It could have been like a wrong number with the right accent. But, you know what's interesting though? I came to see, in a way it didn't matter. It's true, because really what these families shared in common was almost more important than even who they were as individuals. Look, I love to tell these quirky stories about my family. It actually helps me to remember them in a joyful way.